Hi, Gemma. Hey, hey, old man. Hey, great to see you. Yeah, I was sitting here. I got a couple things going on all at once, and I was doing a little work on my channel, and I was trying to catch up on folks' videos, and trying to get a lot of behind the scenes stuff done. And then I decided, oh, what the heck? I'm just going to throw a little chat up, see if anybody's out there and wants to just kind of hang around and chat a little bit. The During this chat, I'll probably repeat it a couple times as some folks start coming in. Um, but I got a big pot of split pea with ham soup on the stove that I got to run about every 15 minutes or so and tend to. I don't want it burning. uh, yeah, I just saw that. I was in the middle of another stream and my notifications were coming up in the background. They weren't coming up on my screen, so I didn't see it. And I had just got off that stream and I saw that you had just streamed. And I thought, doggone it, I missed it. Doggone it. Oh, man. Asking Gemma, is she at the thumbs up? Yeah, yeah. It's been a weird day for me. I was going to head over and work on the trailer a bit today, and oh, it was hot already this morning. It was 75 degrees by 9 o'clock this morning. It capped out at 86 today, kind of humid, and I decided, nah, I'm gonna probably do some other things. And then about 10 o'clock, the kid running water, he got a hold of me and he said, "You got a package that just got delivered." Well, I was expecting a package for myself, so but they never deliver here until after noon sometime. Not this morning. Boy, those packages were here by 9 o'clock, and I'm glad he let me know at 10 that they were delivered. Ran down, and sure enough, I had two packages, stuff for the trailer, and then running water. I'll be showing off what he sent me tomorrow night, because it's a two-part package, and actually it's a three-part package. Two parts. One part came today, another part comes tomorrow, and the third part comes next week. So, but the third part's not as important as the first two parts. I'll be sharing that tomorrow night. Um, oh, it's hot there too, eh, Gemma? Feel like we're melting. Oh, oh boy. Yeah, I just don't do good with the heat anymore. The I can kind of live with it, but eh. Oh, it's only 71 there, eh, old man? That's comfortable. That seems like a good, comfortable temp. I was going to reach for something, and I'll be doggone if I know what. uh, yeah, I knew it'd be, pretty quiet this time of the day. And um, over here, all of our folks around the East Coast are probably having their dinner right now because for them it's almost 6 o'clock. Um, but I thought, well, it'll be a little easier on the folks across the pond. It's not starting at 7 this time and midnight their time like usual. The, uh, yeah, when I got those things today shipped in, oh, I was so excited to head over and start working on the trailer, and I thought, oh, now's the time to do it. I got these things. I can get a lot of work done on the trailer. Well, while I was down there picking the things up, I stepped outside and I go, whoa, no, 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 too hot, too hot. Go work in that trailer. I'd have to have it open and let it air out for an hour before I'd want to work inside of it anyway. Hot and sticky. Oh, yeah. See, that's what I don't like is when it's hot and sticky. Yeah, I figure that if folks are going to show up for this stream, they'll be a little bit behind jumping on, even realizing there's one up there because I didn't get the notices out until 2 minutes before the stream started. So I had the stream all set up and ready to post to YouTube that it's coming up. But like I said, I was jumping around to other folks' channels and stuff and doing all kinds of things. And all of a sudden I realized, holy smokes, I want to do this. I actually wanted the stream to go up at 3 o'clock today, and I missed that. So I went in and figured, well, I'll get it. I'll go up at 3:30. So I'm even 15 minutes behind on that. Yeah, it is early for me, isn't it? I figure if I get one done early today, that's cool. That's cool. I still got a ton of things I gotta get done. I can do them later this evening, and my my soup won't be ready until a couple hours from now, so I'll hold out until then. When I make split pea with ham soup, it's pretty loaded up, and it takes it a while to cook down and get right where I want it. The hottest I've seen it was in the Persian Gulf, 115 degrees in the shade. Now that was hot. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Now I was down White Sands, New Mexico. Oh gosh, I think that was in 1970, 71, right around there. And we had 108 in the shade for 2 days in a row there. But it was bone dry heat. Bone dry heat. But yeah, that was blasted hot. But I was just young at the time, teenager at the time. So it didn't bother me then. But boy, if I had to deal with it now, yeah, that wouldn't be good. Oh, well, thanks, Gemma. Just my little dose of Gemma always puts a smile on my face. Yeah, 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 yeah. I had only one disappointment today. I was looking at my schedule, looking at everything that I need to do, um, and things I want done on the trailer, and blah blah blah. It doesn't look like I'm going to get out to my camp next week like I was hoping. It's going to be the week of August 5th. So I'm not sure if I'm going to start that camp on a Sunday and go 5 days, or if it'll be on a Monday and go 5 days. I guess I'll see what the weather's saying just before towards the end of next week and figure out. So yeah, it'll be the week of the 5th though. 5th is on a Monday. I might go out on the 4th. Surprisingly, there's not a lot of reservations for that campground during that period of time. So I'll be able to just about pick what site I want. Oh, I'm glad you think so, Gemma, that I'm encouraging and supporting. I what makes me happy is knowing that other folks are happy, that their lives are going, good. And when they're not, that they've got somebody saying, hey, lean on me if you can, sound off on me if you need to. But if it can make your day better and put a smile on your face, then that makes me happy. Yeah, yeah, good. Yeah, I want folks to feel cozy over at the Sty Shack. See, and that's the way the real Sty Shack when I was up at Camp WTF was. Folks always said that they couldn't believe that there was nobody had ever once told me that they felt unwelcome and didn't feel at home when they came to the Sty Shack. They knew the door was open. That you just come knock on the door, and unless it's middle of the night and I'm in the bunk, um, but knock on the door and walk in, yell, "Hey, Sty, I'm here. You got the coffee on?" I never turn a person away. Never turn a person away. The and they did. They come in and they just make themselves right at home. Yep. I, and that's the thing here that my living circumstances here, living in an apartment building, and it's a secure building. You can't get in. You come to the front door and you can call. You punch my apartment in and it rings my phone, and then I pick the phone up, answer it, and you just say to the speaker, "It's me," and then I can hit 9 and you can come on in. But it's a real weird process to get in the building. And where I was used to for years, you just come to the house, knock and walk in. "Hey, Blues, how you doing? How you doing there, Blues guy? Got any coffee brewed? I do have a cup. I do have a cup sitting right over here." I couldn't do any kind of stream. It couldn't be a 10-minute stream without a cup of coffee handy. But I was telling everybody that a couple of times through this stream, I'll probably have to get up and run to stir my kettle because I got split pea soup cooking, loaded with ham and onions and fresh diced carrots. And, yeah. Oh, waiting for your lunch to eat up before you get back to editing. Oh yeah. I've been working on my channel all day and in between, and sometimes while I'm working on other stuff, I've been having people's streams and videos up and trying to catch up. It is so tough. It is so tough to keep up with everybody. That's why I don't blame anybody when they say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I missed your last stream." You don't think I understand? Oh yeah. It's tough. It's tough to keep up. I had to put my long eyes on. I was realizing I'm doing this number again because of this pair of glasses just ain't good for when I'm having to look across the room and do things. The Blue says, "Yes, it is. I guess I have too many friends." LOL. Thank the Lord. Yes. Hey, what a way to look at it. What a way to look at it. You know, and I love it. I hear other people saying it too. Oh, I just feel so bad. I can't keep up with everybody, and all these great people, and I want to keep up with them, but I just can't. And they're always concerned. What am I doing? What? But I don't have enough time to go see all of them all the time. And then you got to stop and ask yourself, how in the world I end up with so many friends on here? How in the world did that happen? And and that's why you feel that way. You start feeling pretty close to the folks that follow you. And hey, Faith in the Fallen, hello, hello. Yeah, I'm just having a afternoon chat. Yeah, just wondering how folks are doing today, and this was kind of a spur of the moment decision to pop a chat up. I was just busy today, and then all of a sudden I realized, well, heck, I'm gonna just throw this one up and see what happens. It's a good break in the day. Hey, Mr. Z, going pretty good for you today? I can't I can't complain much about today. It's going really good. It's kind of it's all kinds of little busy things going on. Um, the and I'm driving myself nuts. I can smell that split pea and ham soup in my living room here, cooking away in the kitchen. It's just, oh boy, it's driving me nuts. 802 Vids, hello. Hey, thank you for stopping in. It's great to see you. Great to see you. Thank you. Yeah. Hey, everybody. As I always try to encourage, check each other's channels out, get out there, check each other out. And boy, if that person's channel um, interests you at all, hey, show them some support, man. Get out there and show them some support. Yeah, Mr. Z. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I thought, what the heck? This is an odd time of day, and there's the occasional stream. It seems that runs during this time of day. There's some folks that run streams all day long. I mean, you'll catch them in the morning, you'll catch them late in the morning, then you'll catch them in the afternoon, then they're back on in the evening, and they just stream. Um, I could do that too, but I would never get anything else done. uh, and I got things to do. What I got today are the nice folding shelf brackets for in my adventure trailer to put what's going to be my kitchen counter in a sense, um, to install that. And odd time for a very odd guy. You're absolutely right, Cheese. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I just got a bug and said, what the heck? I'm gonna whip the door open on the Sty Shack, see if anybody wants to just chat today. But then another item I got today is the screen door for the adventure trailer for the back tailgate, which the back tailgate is the opening. It's 80 by 80 inches square. The screen I've got is 79 by 78 inches. That's the largest I could get. They advertise it as 80 by 80, but the actual screen is only 79 in height and 80 in width. Works perfect for me because there's two side panels going up at the back that narrows the doorway down to about 74, and there's a kicker board that runs across the top that brings the top down to 76, so that door fits in it just perfect. And it's one of those, it's velcroed on, so I can, when I'm not using it, I can pull it down, fold it up, and put it away. But when it's up, it's got the magnetic strip so that when you walk out it closes itself. It's going to be sweet on the back of that trailer. Hey, Nabol, good to see ya. Old man says, Andy K must be asleep. LOL. Yeah. Hey, Chuck. Hey, great to see you too. Old man says, Sty, I was watching Judicial Watch when you came on. I can finish watching it later. Yeah. Do as you will there, old man. Yeah. And Chuck says, I said Sunday and Wednesday. No, it's Thursday, not Wednesday. Not today, must be Monday. So I'm confused. Ha ha ha. We're all confused. That's why we attract to each other. No, not, this is not a normal stream day. No, this is one of those bonus streams, I guess you could say. This is just a style. He was sick of just watching stuff and decided, well, a little interaction if folks want to hang out and chat. Yeah, Blues. Andy K sleeps. That's what I'm wondering too. Is if he is, more power to him because I mean that boy does need his sleep because he don't sleep much. Chuck was cutting grass again. Oh, and he says, I like bonuses. Yeah, you're always cutting grass, Chuck. Mo, 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 mo. Oh, good, Nabal. Yeah, I thought, if I could, my plans were to start this stream at 3 o'clock, but I got involved in two other streams that kept me, and then I lost track of time, and then I thought, well, I can get it up 3:30, and then I was tripping all over myself with some bookkeeping things I had to do. And then I realized what time it was. And I didn't even get a notice up that I'm having a stream until 2 minutes before the stream actually started. So I just, yeah, it's one of those days. Hey, Lynn Mitzi, it's been a while. Haven't seen you for a while. It's great to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, Lynn got the ads. Great. Blue says in the line for bonuses, cash, right? uh, Chuck. Went to my son's and got a big bag of cucumbers. Now I have to make some pickles. Oh, I'd love I could use about four nice big slicers, fresh from somebody's garden, not something that was grown in Timbuktu and sold in Walmart. Fresh out of a local garden. I got to go down. We got our veggie guy finally set up his truck down in town yesterday, and I stopped down there and got a couple of green peppers from him, nice big ones. He says, yeah, the gardens are coming along good. He says, we'll have a lot more the next, he says, even the next week, he says, it's coming. And yeah, I don't do any pickling anymore, any of that kind of stuff. But Chuck says, I picked these about an hour ago. Yeah, and Lynn's, yeah. That's as fresh as they get, eh, Chuck? Boy, I think way back when X and I had the farm, and the kids were well, we only had three of our children at the time, but um, all the fresh produce, garden stuff, and all the fresh eggs. We had 24 hens, and so we had eggs galore and all the fresh garden stuff. And a buddy of mine had a small scale homestead type dairy operation, and we get our milk from him, and those were the days. Blues saying yum, fresh cucumbers, add some romaine, tomatoes, mayo, and boiled shrimp. Yeah, see, it's a typical Sty stream. Hey, we got a half dozen people in the house, and we're already chatting about food, man. It was just and Lynn said, "Okay, when's dinner?" all set ready to start chowing down. Yeah, Chuck, you provide the cucumbers, and then Blues will make the salad. Oh, squeeze a lemon on it too. Doctor that salad right up. Oh, oh, I wouldn't mind having some shrimp, doggone it. Yeah, I've been watching like I said earlier, and I had some bookkeeping to do in that, and resources ran a little thinner than I expected. So I looking at my menu for camp, and I've got a good portion of my menu already already here and ready to go. Um, but I had to cut a couple things out and look in my pantry, and I go, oh, wow. I've got things that I can do in camp. Yes, that I got in my pantry. So now, after doing an inventory of my pantry, I got this taste for all these different things, and I'm going, no, don't touch that. You got to save that for camp, you know. Old man Sty, I know a sailor that was picked after 4 drinks of whiskey. Pickled, yeah, pickled, or picked. Blues saying my pasta and garlic grilled chicken is nearly done. I can smell it. Yeah, see, and what Lynn's saying is didn't realize how close to chow time. Now I'm thinking food. Now I knew that's why I wanted to start the stream about 3 o'clock and let it go for a couple hours, because then we'd be wrapping it up, and for a lot of people it'd be their dinner time, you know, and then getting not getting started for almost an hour later. I thought, yeah, it's not going to get crowded in the Sty Shack because there's a lot of folks got to tend to dinner. Well, Nemi Pun, hello, I'm new here. What's up? Just we're having kind of a general chat today, just hanging out this evening, and yeah, I yeah, and welcome to the channel, to the stream. Yeah, Chuck says I got my new Dutch oven today and got it seasoned. Bought a little 2 quart so I don't have to make 8 quarts of food every time I cook. See, eventually that's what I'm going to have to do too, Chuck, is because that big 8 quarter that I got from Cheesehead, um, I'm hoping I'm going to have that done and seasoned before I take my trip, this next trip. But it's so doggone big. And I don't have other people camping with me. They might stop in and visit, but never stick around for a big meal. And it's just so doggone big. Yeah. The I like cooking in a big pot like that, but yeah, it's too much for this old boy to eat. And when you're out camping without power, you just got no way to keep all the leftovers for more than a day. So yeah, makes it a little tough cooking. Speak of the devil, though, you guys hang tight. It literally only takes less than a minute. I have to run in the other room and stir that soup I'm cooking. It'll only take me a second. Yeah, that soup's going to be pretty darn good. It's still a long ways from done, though. Hour and a half, 2 hours yet. Yeah, I had a gal this morning that I ran into town to check my PO box and ran into her downstairs. She asked me what was up today, and I told her I was making this pot of soup this afternoon for tonight. And right away, just loud, "Oh, you're making that soup, and can I get some of that soup?" And I said, "Shut up, woman. It's, there's 82 apartments in this building. I get the word out, I won't even get a cup of it." Oh, Lynn's asking what kind. Um, oh, Blue's first says, um, Stir Shack. Yeah, yeah. Uh, and Lynn said, "What kind of soup, Sty? I love soup. I'm making split pea with ham soup. Um, and it's got, of course, ham in it. And it's got diced onion and celery and fresh garden carrots that I got from a friend of mine in town here. Um, yeah, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one." Oh, Serbia. Hey, Nemi. Serbia, yes. I got a friend here in the U.S. He's a U.S. citizen, but his family, um, and he's only second generation. Um, his family is all Serbian. I love going to his. I love going to his house for Serbian Christmas, and we have sarmas. Folks here don't know what a sarma is. Most people, um, it's like a cabbage roll. Oh, to die for. It's awesome. Um, yeah, nah, the bowls from France. Yeah, 3 countries away. uh, Lynn says, "Oh my gosh, love split pea." Yeah, yeah, it's one of my favorite soups, split pea. But I I was doing a balancing act. I wasn't sure what I wanted to make. I had two choices: split pea with ham, or else I was going to do a boiled dinner with cabbage, rutabagas, carrots, onions, ham, and just do up a boiled dinner. And I decided, no, I'm going to make the soup this time because usually boiled dinner wins out on me. And this time I decided, nope, nope, nope. I got to have some split pea soup. It's been so long. Nemi, oh, yes, love sarmas. That's my favorite. I get sick over Serbian Christmas because my buddy, he'll make 4 huge roasters. Him and his, he only has girls. He never had a boy, but him and his 3 girls work all night prepping them and getting them in those roasters. And then they let them buggers just sit and cook and cook and cook. And they're so dang good the next day. And for the next 3 days, 4 days, because they make so many. Um, and they always that they'll send a container home with me that'll have easily 24 sarmas, good sized sarmas in that dish. And I just keep eating them dang things. And then I eat them right to the point where I'm sick. I can't quit eating them. They're so darn good. rice, onion, dill, and ground beef or lamb inside, Sty. Um, the way they make their sarmas, it's got beef, pork, ham, and I think there's something else in there um, for meats, all ground together with rice and yeah, and then rolled in cabbage. And they they'll what they do is then they slow bake it with they'll make two batches one way and two batches another. One batch is with common German style sauerkraut. The other one's Bavarian kraut, the sweeter kraut. Um, Emmy says, yes, that's amazing. I like we have also saints that we celebrate, and every family has different one. My family is Saint Nicola. Yes, on 19th of December. That's also when I die of sarmas. Yeah. Uh, Mammy, I am so glad you stopped in and found us today because, yeah, you're making me drool for sarmas. And this family only makes them once a year, only makes them once a year. And the I keep telling them, well, I don't know. See, I can't remember that this family, these friends of mine, they celebrate, I think it's January 6th. I think it's January 6th. I may be wrong, but I believe it's January 6th because it's after the traditional 25th of December Christmas. And then he's saying, ha ha ha, I'm now hungry also. I'm glad I found this channel. You should get them to make it more often. Yeah, I know. That's it. That's it. Christmas, January 7th. That's it. That's it. I knew it was like the first or second week of January. Um, but yeah, I've tried talking them into making them kind of off season. And one year I tried to pay them to make me a roaster full for my family for Thanksgiving. And they said, no, 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 have a turkey. I said, I don't want a turkey. I want sarmas. And they said, well, you'll get them in another month. I said, I don't want to wait. I said, I can eat them in November and I can eat them in January. I did, yeah, I got no problem. Hey, Steven, good to see you. Go fishing. Good, happy. Yeah. And Lynn, I'm hungry now. Yeah, isn't that terrible? You come visit Sty at the Sty Shack, and he ain't got no food to pass out or nothing, and but we all leave here just starving. We're just, uh, I do have some folks though that tell us, "Oh, well, I'm sitting here eating. I'm eating this and this and this." Yeah, Nemi, that's I could have sarmas very often. Hey, Derek, hi. Yeah, this is just a surprise stream in a sense. I got tired of just surfing YouTube and I've been watching some tech videos and kind of chatting with the founders of StreamYard, the service that we're using. And I I mentioned some things to them that I hope they're working on, and yeah, yeah, and boy, they got a lot on their platter. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Um, they figure within a few months they're going to be doing, within a very few months, they're going to be doing like a big grand opening kind of brand presentation of where they go full blown, no more beta. It's just a full blown system, and they they're going to have a big long stream bringing guests up and things about it. That's going to be awesome. Hey, Wrestler Mania, thanks for stopping in. Getting a lot of folks stopping in that are, um, yeah, another one that's doing editing. What is it when we edit? We have a habit of going and catching streams. I do that too, especially if there's something that has to process. If I'm doing editing and I've got something going on that's processing, I'll jump in. I'll try to find somebody's stream and go hang out, see how it's all going, and yeah. Nemi's asking where everybody's from. I'm from the USA, state of Wisconsin, as far north in Wisconsin as you can get without getting your feet wet. I'm 4 blocks from Lake Superior. I look out my picture windows here in my apartment, and I'm looking out over what they call Shawamigan Bay. We have 21 islands called the Apostle Islands that I'm looking out over. And beyond that is the Great Lake, Lake Superior. Yeah, that's where I'm from. And Lynn's from Pennsylvania. Blues is from Louisiana and Texas. Chuck's from Ohio. WrestleMania is Central PA near Hershey. Yeah, I'm familiar with the area. I don't know the area well, but I'm familiar with the area. I used to haul through there all the time when I used to drive truck. Blues back and forth between Texas and Louisiana. Yeah. Yeah, we got folks from all over the place. Okay, Stephen. See ya. Thanks for stopping in there. It's great. I don't know how to pronounce that, Lynn. Um, Schuylkill County. Yeah, blues. All my exes live in Texas. Uh-huh. Yeah. Ah, there you go, Nemi. And Texas is a place I dearly love to be. Schuylkill. Oh, cool. Oh, Wrestler Mania is not far from. Yeah, no state income tax. It's one thing I liked about Montana too is they had state income tax, but it was super low. But they had no sales tax in the state of Montana. And we used to travel over into Idaho to buy our supplies when we were living way up in the back country. I'd go and I'd buy a month's worth of supplies for our homestead once a month. But I had to go to Idaho to get to a bulk store where I could buy flour in 50-pound bags and sugar in 25-pound bags. And bulk goods. Idaho, if it's a border town, recognized the Montana sales tax exemption. So we could go to Idaho and buy whatever we wanted over there, and there was no sales tax. I really liked that. Emmy loves them country songs. Oh, sure. It means hidden river. It's Norwegian Dutch. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I had a little farmstead for 3 years south of here, about a 3 hour drive, but um and it was hard. It was in a little town that was right in the heart of Amish country, and got a kick out of it because most of them Amish kids really didn't learn English until they're been in school for a few years. And my ex-wife was sitting there trying to talk to this group of little kids that had these litter of puppies they were holding, and she's telling them how cute the puppies are. And she said, she come up to me and she goes, "I don't get it. Them kids looking at me like I'm an insane woman." I started laughing so hard, and their father, he was a farrier, and he was shoeing a few horses for me. And he started laughing, and she goes, "What's so funny?" And he looks at her, and she says, "3 of them 4 kids don't even speak English. If you can speak Dutch, speak to them." Yeah, yeah. I was amazed, though. So many of the Amish where we were living spoke both German and Dutch. Old man says, "Sty, the wife wanted me to sharpen her favorite kitchen knives. The only problem is I can't read her mind." Yeah. And Blue said, "Don't try, old man. It's a trap." Yeah. Oh, I used to not like that when my ex-wife would say to me, "Hey, do this for me or that for me. You know how I want it done." What? I knew I was in trouble. Right then, no ifs, ands, or buts. Because no matter what I did, she could say, "That isn't the way I wanted it done. You know better." I knew she could go there. She would, and she would. Unless I said, "Really, I want to know exactly how you want it done." "Oh, so you don't know how I want it done? What's the matter with you? You don't pay attention enough to me, or what?" It was a trap. Ooh. Yeah, Dutch is hard. Yeah. Old man said, "She tries so hard to make herself clear, she probably became transparent." And Blue's saying, "Careful, Chuck. You're dealing with powerful forces." Yeah, true. Hey, Mike. Hi. Thanks for stopping in. It's great. You're available to pop in. Yeah, this is just a for the heck of it stream. I'm going to let it go. I don't know, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. And I am not going to go over 2 hours this afternoon, this evening. Um, for Mike, it's 6:30 down there, so it's good to see you, though, Mike. Yeah, blues guitar, circular arguments. Ugh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know, I know. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Some of those arguments really got fired up when I'd say, "Oh, here we go again," because she's coming back around for a second shot. Uh, She knocked me down the first time, and I'd see it. Here it comes. It's coming back around. She's getting me. Second time. Once isn't enough. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nemi, that's so true. And Blue said, "Thanks for reminding me why I have not yet remarried." I've found I've actually met um, a few gals over the last few years that, you know, if I had the mind to, and they were looking, maybe, maybe, and that's because they're independent thinkers, do their own thing. They don't expect nothing of a guy. They just, they like the companionship, but they don't want the you expect this of me and I expect this of you and that kind of garbage going on. And that's the thing is these gals aren't the marrying type because they wouldn't want to get married either. Um, Mike says, raining all day. I got cabin fever big time. Even started working on some much ignored inside the house projects. Yeah, yeah. It hasn't been raining here. It's just been hot and humid. And I kept getting called away doing this and this and this and this. And finally, I just gave up and said, no, I'm not going out there today. Blues is saying, Nemi equals wise man. And Nemi is smart. And the ball's saying, Blues, I am still married. Yeah, my marriage lasted 38 years. I'm still, when I think of it, I'm still shocked. I don't know if it was good enough for 38 years. What the hell? She think I'm going to live another 38? I mean, couldn't wait it out. Nemi, I'm still basically older kid. I'm 19, but thanks, guys. Uh, hey, Nemi, I was 18 when I got married. 18. And my ex-wife was 16. We had 4 children in the next 5 years after we got married and stopped at 4 and stayed together for 38. Raised all 4 kids and then spent many years together with an empty nest. And then one day she decided that she didn't want to be married anymore. And I told her, well, that's fine with me then. Go your own way. I'll go my own way. And the thing is she no longer liked the outdoors in the same sense that I do. To her, being outdoors is going to a big, busy campground, a drunk, and a bunch of barbecuing that I would have to do, and tons of friends there, and it just turns into a big drunken party. And I told her, I said, can't we just do like we used to and just go, you and I, just go out in the woods and camp somewhere? I don't like to do that anymore. Okay. So our interests were, yeah. Um, oh yeah, Nemi. Hope you get well, Mike. uh, uh, Blue says I'm a fixer, so I need a strong woman who doesn't need fixing, yet still very feminine. Looks like I found her in Deb. Yeah, I believe so. There, Blues. Yeah, and and yeah, that's the way to look at it. I don't know anybody that needs me to fix them. No, 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 no. And I don't know anybody that thinks they need to fix me. And that's where my ex-wife and I, our relationship kind of started going south, was when she started telling me, I would have thought after 38 years you would change. I change every day. I don't, yeah, I change every day. I get up, put a different pair of pants on, a clean shirt, and off I go. Now, don't try to change me. If you don't want me the way I am. Don't try to change me. Yeah, Mike was saying, Nemi, that was pun. Cabin fever is an American saying. It means you are going crazy because you are bored and stuck inside the cabin or house. It's from the American frontier time. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Cabin fever. It can come. Yeah, 38 years. That was pretty good. Yeah, Blues is telling Nemi to save your money until you're 30, then consider marriage with a contract. LOL. Hey, Dojo. Good to see you. You snuck in. I didn't quite see you. And he says, "Whoa, that's a lot of years. After I see what happens to married people, I kind of don't want to get married." I got a buddy that he's been with the same woman now for 18 years. It'd be 18 years. And they're not married. They're not married. And they're perfectly happy. Perfectly happy. Rarely ever see them disagree on anything or argue over anything. Um, if they do disagree on something, immediately they agree to disagree and move on. But never married. Never married. They do everything independently and they just come together for each other's company all the time. They live together, but they don't have a problem with one taking off doing this or one going doing that kind of thing. He's a biker and he takes off for Sturgis, and she'll decide I don't want to do Sturgis this year, and he doesn't say boo, and she doesn't say boo about him going, and I just shake my head like, wow, where did he find her? I mean, Cheesehead said Cast Iron Wednesday going on here at the Palace. Broke out the ultimate turkey roaster, got a turkey going, turkey commercials for dinner tonight. Oh, yeah, we were talking about that turkey roaster of yours. So you are doing video work on that, right? Mike says, we finally have an empty nest, at least for right now. They always come back to the nest a time or two before they're ready to fly off on their own. My oldest boy, he never came back after he left the nest. My youngest boy never came back. Both of my girls had. Yeah. She said, I'm trying to fix you. Fix me what? What are you trying to fix me? That's right, Blues. People can change themselves, but not others. Yeah. Yeah, you had 2 bouts of it there, Blues. Mike says, I always tell my students never to get married till you're over 30. You need to experience life. And they asked me when I was married. I can't lie. 25. LOL. 25 is not that bad of an age either if you know, the reason I got married at 18 was because I was already stable. I had my financial life established. I didn't own property, but I was stable. I was good with myself. I knew that I would never starve to death. I'm going to take care of myself, and I can definitely take care of a second person, and so that's it. Um, where's my mouse? There it is. Yeah, Mike says, my wife knows the wilderness is my mistress, LOL. Mine did too. Well, she went with me out to Montana for 4 years of some pretty rugged outdoor lifestyle. Lynn says, I got the ultimate revenge. I moved in with my son. Guess what? I had major heart attack 2 years ago, open heart surgery, bypass surgery. And they required that I live with somebody for the first 8 weeks. I said, how about I stay with somebody for a week? And they said, no. Well, my youngest boy took me in. It worked. And I'm so grateful to him. And I compensated him after the fact very well, very well. So now he was amazed that I did what I did for him. But he didn't understand what he did for me. I mean, I needed somewhere where there was someone else. I was living in a shack alone, old bachelor. Well, he took me in. I was there for a year. And by the end of that year, we were ready to kill each other. And I told him, I said, as your father, I'm kicking myself out. And finally, I said, that's it. I'm getting the heck out of there. Yeah, blues, that's it. Yeah, I can tear you right down. Lynn said, husband died on me. I said, what the heck? Yeah, that's another one. I know a couple of folks that had their spouse pass on them, and they say, wow, you know, death till you part can be a bummer sometimes, man. Whoa. Yeah, and Lynn's, because Blues was saying sorry to Lynn, and Lynn said, it's okay. It's good. Been a long time. Yeah, life eventually goes on, doesn't it? Yeah, Nemi, but you got to do what you got to do to get yourself where you need to be. Blues says, my mistresses are in about 26 guitar cases, LOL. I'll tell you what, I've got two loves in life, and that's the outdoors and the truck that gets me there. I love my truck. I've loved every one of my trucks that get me in the outdoors. I had that one beat up old Forest Service Dodge pickup that, oh boy, that truck was rough. Whoa, whoa, whoa. But I took that thing anywhere and everywhere. It took me out everywhere I wanted to go. I loved that truck. And I knew it wasn't going to leave me behind. Everybody said, you're going to be walking home one of these days with that truck. I said, I won't head out there if I think it's going to make me walk home. Yeah, the cash won't. Cash is not going to buy you happiness. Lynn says, yes, I give them rent. Yeah. Mike says, nothing wrong with that. Nemi pun, focus on setting up your future and enjoying the time with your parents. Never know when that can change. So enjoy your studies and your parents. That's right. That's right. Oh yeah. Blue says I'd give all I have to fish with my dad one more time. Yeah. Yeah. I've had folks ask me if you could trade one of your old memories for a new one, what would you trade? I told them, I said, not a thing, not a single thing. And they said, well, you got to have some bad memories you'd love to trade off for something. Nope, not me. Mm-mm. Nope. I'm keep my bad memories, my pain, my suffering through the years made me who I am. I wouldn't want to risk ruining that because I've come to actually like myself. So, no, I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't change a single thing in my life. Would I have liked it to go a different way? Sure, sure. There's bad things in my life that I would have loved to have seen go a different way. If it wouldn't have changed the end product for me as to who I would have turned out to be. Um, yeah, I've been wondering about that, Mike, about the truck, because you really talked that issue up for a while about just wanting that truck. I want that truck. I gotta have that truck. Yeah, and I was so happy for you. Waited almost 40 years to get one. I tell you what, I'm at the point now where um, I won't do without a truck. I just won't. I won't. I won't. I won't. If I'm going to own a vehicle, I'm going. It's first vehicle is going to be truck. Oh, yep. Lynn says so. Good to see you, Sty. I gotta get chow. Great chatting with you, gentlemen. Hey, Lynn, it's been a charm. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for being here. Help make my afternoon. Blue says, if you could change one decision in your life looking back, what would it be? I wouldn't have married wife number two, not because we didn't have fun, but she was broken and I couldn't help her. Yeah. And he says, I can't wait to get my driver's license. It's like $1,000 here, and our payments are like $400 if you have luck, but most of groceries are cheap. Like Coca-Cola is 80 cents, bread 30. Oh, yeah. Oh, isn't that crazy, huh? Isn't that crazy how things are? The Yeah, as far as decisions go, no, I don't even have decisions I've made that I'd like to change. Because every one of my decisions, if it turned out good, I learned from it. If it turned out bad, I learned from it. And it helped me mold my future decisions. So, yeah, I'm just one of them odd characters that I wouldn't change a thing. Wouldn't change. And like I said, I've had some very bad times. I've seen some terrible things in my life. I I had someone that really knows me closely said, "Well, what about you and your incident of finding your father after he took his life?" I said, "I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change being 62 years old now and reflecting on my life. I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change that. Would I have liked it to have been different? Absolutely. Oh, you betcha. Would have loved to have had it been different. And I would kill to have all the years before that happened back. But I know you can't get it back. I know it happened. And it was misfortunate. It was terrible, blah, blah, blah. But it molded me into the person I became. What would I have been if that hadn't happened? That's what scares me more than anything. Yeah, Blues is talking about driver's license. $1,000, $25 here. Yeah. I don't know what it is. I just know that when I renew my license in Wisconsin, it costs me $40, but my license is good for 8 years. I've still got 5 years left on my license. It cost me $40. So, I mean, you get your license for 8 years for $40, and I hear people, that's highway robbery. What I want to find a subscription you can get to anything for $40 for 8 years. No. Nemi says, really, $25. Damn, here you pay $700 for the practice, $200 for the exam, and $100 for final, like driving skill test on open road. Holy Lord. Holy Lord. I think when I got mine, it was $15. It was $15, and I didn't have to have practice. I didn't have to pay for the exam. I just went and took my driving test on the road, the skill test. Passed it, $15. Yeah, Nemi, it's like you wanted to live one way, but you'll probably lose all you know. Well, see, and that's it. Is I may have gained knowledge, I may have been a better person, or I may have turned out worse. That's the thing. Is there's no guarantee. There ain't no guarantees. One thing that's guaranteed is what happened throughout my life and that I've learned from. Mike said, Sty, was it related to PTSD? My family has a lot of law enforcement officers, and my brother gets PTSD every 4th of July. The sounds of the fireworks trigger him. Yes, and it was an odd form of PTSD. My father, in the fall of 1968, suffered an extreme stroke. They did not expect him to even survive the stroke, and that if he did, that he would be borderline vegetable, that he'd be in a vegetative state the rest of his days. He recovered. This is no kidding. He recovered within 3 months. He went through all the doctors could put him through to try to get him off of the police department. Nope. He was fully recovered. They could not believe it. Fully recovered. And there was a couple of new folks on the city council that wanted to get rid of him. And they said, well, okay, we want him on the range. We want to see how he handles a gun. Put him on the range. At that time, they did not allow you to carry a semi-automatic pistol, okay? You had to carry a service revolver. He could not, due to the stroke. That's one thing he had lost, was finger strength, oddly enough, in his shooting hand. He didn't have the pull power he used to have. So for him, in order to fire his service revolver just off the trigger, drawing that hammer back with his pointing finger, by the time it got over top and center and would fire, it would be pulling him off target because he had to put too much into it. They would not allow him to have them shave down the sear on that gun so that they could reduce that pull. They would not allow it. They said, nope, it's got to be at I can't remember what pounds it was, but had to be at that. But he could fire, and this is what really threw him. He could fire faster and more accurate using a thumb draw and a pull. Thumb draw and a pull. Because on a thumb draw, that pull is down to about 1.5 pounds if at the max. And he could qualify just fine with a thumb draw and a pull, thumb draw and a pull. And he had practiced because he could see it coming. They're going to go there. So he passed his range exam exemplary. They said, man, can he shoot? Consul said, but can he shoot without having to have a hammer assist by drawing it with his thumb? They said, well, no, but he can fire just as accurate and just fast. They said, nope, doesn't meet the standard. So after being their chief of police for 20 years, they said he can keep his job, but he has to do it from the desk. And he said, well, what do you mean? And they said, you will fly a desk. You'll come to work 5 days a week and sit at a desk. You will have to give up your squad car. You will not be issued a firearm. And you will fly a desk. That threw him into extreme depression. Yeah. And he just couldn't take it. Couldn't take it. And oddly enough, when they did the autopsy, they found that the night, they figured within 12 hours of his taking his life, he had had a half a dozen micro strokes, and they said it was triggered by stress, and he hadn't been eaten for almost a week, hadn't ate, couldn't sleep, but he had a half a dozen micro strokes, and they said from the autopsy they found that he had 2 major blood clots that would have been lodging in his head that would have most likely killed him, and definitely he would have been in a vegetative state the rest of his life. And he was not a person that the first stroke, that almost killed him emotionally because it made him feel weak. Mike said first degree was in criminology, got ready to enter the police academy, and I realized I was too sensitive and could never unsee horrible accidents and things like that. Yeah, I was going to go into full-time law enforcement. I've had some training, and I worked law enforcement for almost 2 full years, and I had a very bad incident that I can't even disclose. I can't even go there. And literally with a whole barrage of reasons that even going there can make my life miserable. So I don't go there. I'm not a fool. I'm not a moron. But the incident that drove me out of law enforcement was bad enough that I said, I ain't doing that. I ain't going there ever again. I'll never be put in a situation again. Because that was a negative life-changing event. And do I have PTSD due to it? No. I'm fortunate that I can go through some pretty traumatic stuff, and I keep it. I never forget those moments, but the effect of it, I've learned to have thick enough skin and let it roll off my back like water on a duck. Otherwise, I would have never made it through this life either. Thanks, Demi. Old man, do you have to pay for vehicle? You didn't finish that statement. Mike said, my dad is, as a police officer and detective in New York City, saw lots of horrifying things. His religious faith kept him sane. Yeah, my father was, it would actually, which is crazy. People say, oh, well, that, when you say that, that's contradictory. No, you had to know the man. It was my father's love for life, a peaceful life, that got him through, because he was able through his whole career to maintain a very peaceful community for us. Um, Very peaceful community. He had some huge tragic incidents to deal with. Um, he provided training, hand to hand combat, um, and especially specializing in the use of billy clubs for all of the state troopers and county sheriff's departments throughout the state of Minnesota back in the 1950s and early 60s. You didn't want to mess with that. I'd rather have him pull a gun on me than his stick, because I tell you what, he'll beat the tar out of you with that stick so fast that you don't know what hit you. But some of the terrible things he went through, and he'd come home and you could just tell, oh my God. But I guess that's where I got that part from, is the thick skin of tragedy. But see, them taking away all that he had worked for and all that he had earned for him, for his life, was more tragic than all of those other terrible things. And it was a social tragedy, is what that was. Dojo says, I love my life too. Wouldn't chance a thing. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you don't. My involvement in law enforcement, I can go this far with it. I've had many a gun put right in my face, fully locked and loaded, ready, and with a panicked perp on the other end of the firearm, shaking like a 90-year-old lady. I've seen it, been there too many times. I'll admit it. I've pissed in my pants a couple of times on duty. Get done and say, guys, see you later. I gotta go home. I gotta change my drawers. I also been on this end where I was the tool. Told my that's one thing. That's one thing I told myself, and I've learned. I'll never be somebody's tool ever again. Ever again. Even in the name of justice. No. I'm not somebody else's tool. If I'm defending myself and my own, I got no problem being the tool. I'm not somebody else's tool ever again. Oh, blues, yeah, yeah. Jerry McCulloch. Now, I believe I have seen some of his videos. Yes, sir. Mike says, luckily my dad had his health after he retired. I couldn't imagine losing your strength and faculties due to something like a stroke. That would be very difficult. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. And the thing is for him, the worst thing they could have done was put him behind the desk. I even his own doctors were saying him losing his position like that, them taking that position away, and the method they used in which they did it, um, destroyed him, which made him not care anymore. When he ate, he'd sit and eat a gallon of ice cream. He'd sit and eat 2 boxes of pastries. He'd sit and eat a whole 20-inch pizza. He'd sit and eat fat and sugar, fat and sugar. And guess what? The man survived a major stroke and he was diabetic. And that's the way he was eating. When he quit eating and quit sleeping, that's what should have triggered us, the family, to say. But then back then, you just didn't understand depression and PSTD or any of that. And but that was the clue that this is going south. This is going because he had given up. He had given up because he knew darn well that if they tagged him as desk duty only, there would be no other law enforcement agency that would hire him as an active officer. And his own doctors said he probably would have lived another 20, 30 years if he would have managed his health and been actively employed. So, yeah. Yeah, trying to catch up with you guys. Oh, that's no kidding, Blues. Cops don't earn enough for what they put up with in the USA. You seen that lately in New York? Them guys dumping water on the cops on the street, and the cops have been ordered. Just let it go. Just let it go. We're documenting it. We'll decide how we're going to charge these people, blah, blah, blah. I'll tell you what, I watched some of them cops getting water dumped on them the way they were. I wouldn't be a cop anymore. I would not be a cop anymore. I'd go in, drop my badge on the sergeant's desk and say, guess what? Cell number 4. Make sure it's nice and clean because that's where I'll be sleeping tonight after I go over there. And I beat them to death with those water buckets. Nemi says, I love 50s, 60s, best time ever. I love music from that era and movies, and just life in general. It was amazing. And Elvis is my favorite singer. Good for you, Nemi. Yeah. Oh, I'm telling you, growing up in the 50s and 60s and early 70s, yeah, I wish that's the way the world was today. Society was then, today. Yeah, EMTs. That's another thankless job. They wanted me to be an EMT so bad. I drove ambulance for almost 15 years. I think I had 13 years ambulance, 15 years on the fire department. But driving that ambulance, and You assist, but you're not an EMT. You're just the driver, and you can assist. But it would have been easy for me to get to be an EMT. You know, I was full first responder for the fire department. Um, I was incident commander on most of the fires for our department, and but I didn't want that EMT job. It was so dang thankless. License plate tabs each year. I, yeah, you know what I like here in Wisconsin? I go down to our Super One grocery store. I get the card that they send me in the mail every year. I go down, I take that card and it's got a code number on it, type it in that machine, stick my credit card in there. 2 seconds flat, envelope drops out with my new tabs, and I'm out of there. Cost me an extra $5 service fee to use that machine. I don't talk to nobody. I don't see nobody. I pick my groceries up, go over and get my license tabs. Love it. Yeah, Blue's saying, yep, Mike, I have a good friend who's an EMT. Um, he's got that gift of turning it off, which is rare. Yeah, it's tough. They gotta. Um, I mean, that's really sad, Sty. It's not shame telling the truth. Oh, yeah. No, no, I'm not a great man, Nami. I'm not. I'm just another guy. Just another guy. Every man I meet out there that's made it through life and is doing what they got to do, yeah, they're all great men. They're all great men. You don't have to be. Some people get attention drawn to themselves, and then others look up to them and say, "Oh, what a great man." But so often, those that are looking up and saying, "What a great man," have done great things, and they don't even realize it themselves. Blue says, Nemi, I have a video where at the end I pull my boat up to the back of his house. Hard to see it through the brush. He lives 2 doors down from a close friend. Video is crappie love these. Yeah, he's talking about guitar player. Yeah. Um, yeah, he sounds like a great guy, Blues. You can usually catch him on Sunday afternoon at the Whataburger. Yep. Oh, thanks again, Nemi. Mike says the blues. Fishing, since you're a music guy, you might like this. I did some archival film footage for my friend's documentary. Here I go again. Yeah, funny doc about trying to get band together after 30 years. Yeah. Yeah, you're all in rival hair bands in the 80s. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I don't know where Andy is this afternoon. Well, tonight over there in the UK. I don't know where Andy's at. Haven't seen him. And he keeps a pretty close eye on what's going on Tube. I got about another half hour. I'm going to run this thing, but maybe we'll have him pop in. We'll see what happens. Oh, Dojo met James Burton with the Nelson Sons. Really? Hey guys, I got to go stir that soup real quick. I'm going to be right back. For anybody that doesn't know what I'm talking about, I got split pea with ham soup on the stove, slow cooking. I got to check it. I don't want it to burn. Oh, that's going to be good soup. Yeah, Jagger, he wasn't going to give it up. Oh, you guys. Yeah, yeah. Who knows where Mick got his energy from? Yeah, Mike said his son's amazing guitarist, self-taught. I was lead singer and a really bad guitar player. Oh yeah. Well, let's see here. I knew it. There we go. Okay. Dojo said I'm a bad Ricky Nelson fan, and yes, Blues, he is one cool guy. Big. Blues says life sure throws us curveballs. When I was young, I could sing and couldn't play that well. No, now I'm old, play 100 times better and can't sing it. Sing, dang it. That into me went down the tubes a long time ago. I could I I sang fairly well. Um, I used to play. I played two instruments. One that I should pick up again. I played the 5-string banjo and the dulcimer, lap dulcimer. I had a dulcimer that an old gal um, down in Tennessee had handmade and given to a friend of mine to give to me because we had stopped and visited her. It was her son we were visiting, and I met her, and she sat out on her porch playing that dulcimer, and oh man, I just loved it. And I sat there for hours and hours listening to her. She could sit there and play all dang day. And I told her someday I'd really love to get my hands on a dulcimer like that. I didn't even know. Here she handcrafted dulcimers down there for years. And she had her boy get it to this friend of mine to get to me. And I played that dulcimer for 15 years or so. And I played the 5-string mountain banjo. And I played it fairly well. I love to hammer on. Then I got my left hand crushed, and it took almost 18 months for my left hand to get back normal again. I broke virtually every bone, major bone in my hand. All the bones across the top were broke. Fingers, each one of them had at least one broken bone in the finger. Ring finger knuckle was blown completely out. This pointing finger, I don't know if you can. That thing is beat to crap. It's dead. And I have no feeling in that pointing finger. And I could sit and strum. After it healed up, I could sit and strum. No more picking. Picking days are over. So I gave it up. It's like I was talking about last night on the stream, or the night before last, whenever it was, that there's certain bushcrafting skills I'm letting go to the wayside. I know it. I can physically train myself to do any of them, but I don't use them. So, and I've been practicing them, just don't use them other than to practice them. So I gave them up. So I did. That's what I did with music years ago. So it's been 30 plus years since I played a single instrument. I could play the dulcimer again. I know I could do that. I just have to buy myself one. Maybe I'll do that someday. Oh yeah, I tell you what, when that hand got crushed, that was bad, man. Every single finger. And now back then they didn't have splints like they do now. It was just a popsicle that ran laterally across the top and the bottom of your fingers, except the one on the bottom would come down it way into your palm. So every finger had a popsicle stick on top, a popsicle stick down the bottom. Then they put a cast after they reset the bones across the hand. Then they casted the hand. Oddly enough, the only thing that survived was my thumb on that left hand without getting damaged. But they casted the rest of the hand, and then they went all the way down my wrist halfway up my forearm so that that hand would just never move. Just never move. They didn't pull any of that stuff off. They didn't pull it off and redress it or nothing. They didn't pull nothing off of there for 14 weeks. And when they pulled it off, there was no hand strength left at all. Had no hand strength. My wrist was super weak. And I couldn't bend my fingers at all. I could not bend them. And it took forever to teach my fingers to bend again. That's another one. That little finger. The camera don't do it justice, but that little finger was busted. And it's still, you can tell it still tips to the side. But that finger was busted all the way off to the side. That knuckle was completely blown out. That little finger was laying on its side there. They just popped it all back together like a puzzle, and then, yeah. Try to catch up a little here. Yeah, you guys. Yeah, I mean, he's hearing all of us old guys reminiscing, and you guys that have had some great contacts with some pretty key folks in the world. And Debbie's just like, whoa. See, Nemi, what a place to hang, huh? What a place to hang. I got the best people here. Yeah, Mike hanging out at the clubs before people actually became big. Yeah, isn't that cool? Oh yeah, can you imagine if you had some great still pictures, Blues, with Mr. Hendricks? He says, "Please call me Jimmy." I nearly fainted. Yeah. In fact, I just saw a post. That was this morning. I saw a post. I don't remember where I saw it. Um, there was a series of 6 pictures of him when he was 15 years old after he got his very first electric guitar. Yeah, they had a big historical comment about those pictures and him with his first electric guitar. And that was pretty cool. 15 years old, first electric. Yeah. And you think about that. 15 years old is when he got his first electric. Look at how fast that boy mastered things. Hey, some people are just naturals, man. Yeah, he wasn't around long. Oh, he died the year after that you met him. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Nemi. Great folks here, great folks. Oh yeah, Mike. Yeah, put on the list, eh? Blue says, "Tell you guys a story. I was in the PV electronics factory buying amps, talking to Harley PV, and Hartley says, 'You guys know a guy named Carlos Santana?'" uh, yeah, we all laughed. LOL. Why, we asked. Harley says, does he do okay? And Blue said, yeah, Harley, he does well. So he says, I just wondered, he came in and bought 50,000 K's worth of amps and said, don't worry about the warranty cards. If I don't like them, I'll throw them away. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I see we still got 8 folks in the house. That's pretty doggone good. Pretty doggone good. I was sure hoping Andy would pop up today. But I'll see him tomorrow night no matter what. Blue said, yeah, he threw him away. Yeah. Yeah, tomorrow night's regular Around the Campfire. That one will stream our regular, probably 3 to 5 hours. Adam Brown. Hi. We're going to be shutting her down. We're going to be shutting her down probably in about another 10 minutes or so here. Um, but great that you stopped by. Good to see you. Good to see you. He says, first timer here. You're one smooth character. Oh, well, thanks, Adam. There you go, Lewis. So true. Just you go out there and grab life, and just remember that once in a while, when you're grabbing at life, you're going to grab a tiger by the tail. So be ready to hang on tight sometimes. But every time you grab life, it's truly worth it. It's truly worth it. Mike says, I used to work the airlines. The flight was delayed. I had just had my daughter, and it was surreal. Robin Zander, Cheap Trick, shows up at the ticket counter with his newborn, and we were talking fatherhood. Uh, Buddy Wackett, hi. Hi. He says, hi, Sty. I'm new here. Come on in. Come on in. We got a great group of folks today. A lot of new folks popping in today. It's wonderful. And for all the new folks out there, Sty's one and only rule is respect. We show respect to each other. That's the rule. That's the rule. Nothing foul, nothing out of line, no hate back and forth, no bashing somebody, none of that. It all adds up. Everybody goes down this whole list of you can't this, you can't that, and you're not allowed to. And but I put it all into one word: respect. We're all here to respect each other. We're here to respect what we are mutually like in, and we're also respectful of each other's differences. Um, and that's what's going to always rule Sty's channel is respect. We just need to show respect. Old man says, Sty, I hope Andy isn't being entertained by the bobbies. The way he surfs, he's probably on Facebook posting all kinds of pretty edgy stuff. Blue says, okay, back to editing. Thanks for allowing me to relive my youth, Sty. Absolutely, my man. You know. It ain't a Sty stream unless Blues pops in, guys. Yeah. And yes, and there's a perfect example, guys. I don't know a fraction of the music industry that blues he's forgotten more than Sty knows. But as you see, I don't interrupt blues sharing his experiences and saying, "Oh, well, that's not outdoor related or anything." People go, I've had people say, "Well, I thought you were just an outdoor channel." No, my videos generally are all outdoor related. Around the campfire is what's been going on, guys. Just like any other camp, musicians don't go camping. Do you think electricians don't go camping? Do you think bankers don't go camping? No, BS. People come here to share their lives and their experiences with each other, and blues is a perfect example. And I love it. I love it because I learn more listening to you folks share your memories and your lives with me and each other. I learn more from that than I ever would if I narrowed things down to the point where everything's bottlenecked and you can't do this, you can't say that, you can't go there. We don't want to hear stories about this. No, my channel needs to be life. It's life. Yeah, Blue said, who knows? I may play again soon and film it for you guys. Deb's been begging me to go sit in with friends, and I may do it. There you go. I hope we're encouraging you to get out and do it. Nemi. Uh, well, that'd be cool, Blues. Yeah, put something in there just for Nemi. That'd be cool. That'd be absolutely cool. Blue says, I just hate bars, Ty. That's me. That's me. Yeah, bars. Yeah. No. Yeah, they look and smell all the same, musty. Yeah. And there's years and years ago, there was something about the bar atmosphere that was appealing. I didn't mind it a bit. I'd love to go shoot a bunch of pool, listen to a bunch of good music. I love bars that had open stages to the local musicians. But I, but I just don't. I no, I can't go there anymore. I just can't do it. Mike, that's good. Yeah. Adam says that our pubs ain't that best over here too. Where are you from, Adam? Where are you from? Bear, not bar. To drive off the bear circling me at 3 a.m. Yeah, yeah. Mike has told us before how that's one of his methods of bear deterrent. Oh, Adam, you're from the UK. Great. Yeah, we got a lot of folks from the UK hang out over here at the Sty Shack. Um, it's amazing. It's amazing. Uh, I just love my audience from the across the pond. Um, yeah, blues. Yeah, I remember him telling us that too. It's just yeah, that was funnier than crap. Sing them bears right out of the camp. But if the bears think his singing's good, he come out of that tent, take a look, and they'll all be sitting around his campfire. He'll have a dozen of them sitting out there enjoying the free concert. Oh, Nemi says we here like have 70s style club. It's a lot of fun. Everybody is dressed like 70s, and music they play is amazing. And they play Voodoo Child from Jimmy, and I go nuts. Yeah, yeah. See, now in the mid 70s, I was really into hot rods when I was a teenager, right up until I was about 20. I gave up on them. I wrecked a few of them. Finally decided, yeah, me and hot rods don't seem to be able to stay out of the ditch. And we had a kind of like a underground club, unlicensed joint, and it was all 50s and early 60s, 50s, mid 60s um, music. And yeah, it was a great club, till they finally, the local PD, they just looked the other way. Finally, some state revenuer stuck their nose into it, realized that it's an unlicensed club and they're not getting the revenue they should. The state and the local government weren't getting the revenue they should off of it. So, of course, they went in and raided it and shut it down. That was a bummer. That was a fun club. The old man, been listening and wrapping up a package for the Fatwood Queen. There you go. Adam, for a second there, I thought you said Fleetwood Queen. Bradley says, it's good to see you, Bradley. What up, old man? You didn't tell me you were doing a stream. Well, I didn't tell nobody. I'm not kidding. I got a wild burr on my saddle today, and I said, "What the heck?" Everything else that was just taking up my time and keeping me busy all day, and I can't be out in the woods today, so I decided, nah, I'm just gonna pop one up saying, "How about a afternoon chat? How about it? Anybody want to show up?" And we've been averaging between 8 and 11 folks in the house through the chat, so it's, yeah, you showed up late. I might let this go another 15 minutes to a half hour. I've got soup cooking on the stove, and the last time I checked, it was probably about 15 minutes ago, and it's got a good hour left before it's going to be done. So then he says, I love bikers. It's amazing. My uncle is in Bikers Club. They go all over continent. I never belonged to an actual legitimate club. I never wore colors. But boy, did I ride. And I got to ride with a few. I had some good connections with some folks, and I rode with, I'm not going to say which chapter it was, but I rode around, spent almost half of a summer just riding around with a chapter of the Angels over here. And what they did is they did a summer tour. It was not the kind of tour you want to write home to your mom about, but it was a tribute tour to my father, to my dad. Because they came to our little town back in 1965. We had in our town, we had a total of 7 bars in our town. Well, 3 of the 7 were clubs, actually bigger clubs. But we had 7 pubs in our town. Total population of our town at the time was 1,500 people. Men, women, and children. All these folks came from elsewhere to our town to party hardy. Starting Friday at about noon, they start filing into our town. And by 8 o'clock Friday night, they were parking in the adjacent 2 communities and hitchhiking or walking into our town to get to these bars. Well, the Hells Angels decided they're going to visit our little town. And they come in, and two chapters had gotten together, and they came in with 87 bikes. My dad and one other police officer, just two cops in that town, just like a Andy Griffith, Barney Fife kind of thing, except that Barney Fife, in our case, you didn't want him getting his hands on you. My pop walked into the one club that we had called the Downbeat. He walked in there. He grabbed the smallest little biker he could find, got him around the throat and said, "Who's the top dog?" And he says, "I ain't going to ask you twice." He says, "Because if you don't answer me," he says, "you'll wake up in the hospital." Well, that little guy, he just spit right out. That fella right down there towards the end of the bar there, you see that great big guy there with the half helmet and the long hair? He's the top dog. He's the man. He's the man. My pop walked over to him and give him one good whack between the shoulder blades with his nightstick. Guy spun around. Well, next thing he knows, that nightstick's under the base of his nose. And my dad says, "If you don't want your nose bone shoved up through your brain," he says, "you and I are going to have a little discussion and things are going to go well." And they stood there, talked. Next thing you know, we got the Hells Angels in town for 3 days. Not a single arrest, not a single incident. Went like $1 million. When my dad passed, they showed up with 60 bikes, and they were part of the funeral procession, in fact. And they remembered me. I was only 12 years old. They remembered me. Well, then I run into a couple of these guys out in a little farm community, and they said, got a group getting together. We're doing a memorial drive for your pop. I said, "You got to be kidding me." And they said, "No, it's too bad you don't have a scooter." I said, "Wait here." I said, "You guys just hang out at the bar here." I threw a $50 bill on the bar, and I told the bartender, "You keep these guys and whatever they're drinking until I get back." I drove my ass home, and I got my 1200 Sporty, and I rode the scooter back out there, and I didn't even, all I had was a change of clothes in the saddlebags. I didn't have any food, nothing with me. We took off, and it was about 2.5 months I rode with them guys. Yeah. I love it. Adam's, well, first of all, Adam's saying, Mike had said something I missed, I think. There. Oh, yeah. I am lucky I got nice little barbecue bar around the corner. I know the owner and the staff, and food is great. I need to do a video and give them some advertising. Great place it is, my Cheers kind of place. Yeah, those are the places you look for. Yeah. What kind of soup am I cooking? Split pea with ham. All homemade. I threw a chopped up, freshly grown onion in there. Local. Diced fresh carrots picked here locally. Some celery. Lots of ham. And peas, of course. Otherwise it wouldn't be pea soup. And I cooked that stuff for about 4 hours. And then it's just primo. So it's got about an hour to go. Bradley says it's a surprise stream when Cheesehead and Andy K is in here. Cheesehead was in earlier, but we haven't seen Andy. Haven't seen Andy yet. Yeah, that did sound like a cool place, Mike. And Adam said, "Thank you for sharing your story. Sty, I got to go run, but hoping to catch another live again." Thanks a lot, Adam. Thank you for being here. It was great meeting you. Chuck says, "Our town is so small, we didn't have a town drunk, so we all had to take turns." Yeah. Oh, in our town, yeah. My pop used to always say, between Friday and Sunday morning, the only sober people in town were the locals. And then people would go, "Oh, well, what? Nobody drank?" And he'd say, "No, but you got to understand that the locals, that they made up less than 10% of the population from Friday till Sunday morning. A typical Friday night, Saturday night, we'd have between 10 and 20,000 people in our community, counting our 1,500. Yeah, it was nuts. It was nuts. Old man says, there's another stream coming shortly. When I get the notice, I'll have to leave. Okay, yeah, that's fine, because I'm going to be shutting her down within 15 minutes anyway. And he says, that's a sad Sty. That story actually gave me misty eye. uh, Mike says, your dad reminds me of the walking tall sheriff. That guy was amazing if you know the story of him. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know the story of Mr. Pusser. And yeah, my pop was a lot like him. You know, my pop only fired his service revolver once in 20 years during his law enforcement, other than out on the range. Only once. He only fired it once. And unfortunately, that was the one and only life he ever took. But you did not, like I had said earlier in the stream, he taught hand to hand, specializing in nightclubs or billy clubs, nightsticks. When he passed away, he had a collection of nightsticks, of billy clubs, and blackjacks, and yeah, he had them all. There was a total of 47 nightsticks in his collection, not counting the 9 that he used when he was on duty. And you never knew which one he'd pick. It kind of depended on the night of the week, you know. And yeah, he was known. He was known all around that area, that region, and by the neighboring law enforcement agencies. That yeah, he was a man that walks. Well, they never said walk. They always said he talks softly, and he carries a nasty stick. That's what they used to say about him. He talks softly, but carries a nasty stick. Yeah. Bradley says, I used to drink and party at bars with bikers, but I seen some mean bikers that killed a man at the bar my dad used to work at. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I tell you what, there's good and bad in every facet of society. And I seen bikers that, boy, they'd go way the heck out on the limb to defend somebody that's innocent. But then I've seen bikers that the innocent needed defending from. Adam said I had to stay to the end of that story. Sounds amazing. I'll be back for sure to listen to your stories. Take care. Thanks, Adam. We'll see you. Don't feel bad. Just get on out of here. Um, oh, wow. Yeah, the cops didn't want to deal with them because there was 30 to 40 bikers gang. Yeah. My old man had 80 plus bikers in our town, and they were all congregated in 3 bars that were sitting right next to each other. They're all congregated in those 3 bars. And yeah, Pusser, Buford. The But yeah, him and Ray Tharlson, his right hand man, handled all. Well, it was 80 plus bikers because probably a third of them had a babe on the back with them. So there was an extra probably 20 gals that were with them. Yeah. The Bradley saying I thought for 5 years to get my motorcycle license, but motorcycles are so dangerous to ride on. And that's the thing is all the riding I've done on motorcycle, riding the motorcycle itself wasn't dangerous. I always felt safe on my motorcycles. It was everything around me that was dangerous. Last bike I had a first issue Goldwing, an old Goldwing. It was modified, kind of tricked out a little bit. Tried to get rid of the Japanese-ness of it and tried to Americanize it a little bit. Ex-wife's on it with me, and we're coming down the highway, and we're only about a quarter mile from home, and some jerk changes lane, never looks to his right. It's 4-lane highway, and he's in the fast lane. I'm in the slow lane, and he decides he's going to merge over to the right without looking. He swore up and down after the fact that he did look in his rearview mirror and his side mirror. And he said, and you weren't there. I said, no, I was right outside your passenger window looking right at you. He said, I didn't see anything coming up behind me. Well, almost killed me. Yeah. Well, thanks, Mike. I'm glad. Yeah, I got the Walking Tall DVD myself. And then he says, Sty, just so you know, because the time difference, I probably wouldn't make. Oh, Mike said, yeah, thanks, Mike. Says that I cured his cabin fever. Good. And then he says, Sty, just so you know, because of time difference, I probably wouldn't make to all your streams, but I'll give my best to make it to most of it. You guys are so cool. Well, thanks, Nemi. Thanks. Yeah. Hey, hit the subscribe and ring the bell, and you'll get notifications when I'm going live. And I'm going to this fall, at the end of the summer, later fall, I'm going to do one stream a week for all of my friends over in the across the pond. So I'll be starting that stream probably like 11 o'clock in the morning here, which makes it like 4 o'clock in the afternoon for you folks over there. So that it makes it much easier for you UK folks to be able to jump on, and folks from France that I got following, and then now Serbia. And I mean, yeah, yeah. Yeah, he was a pretty cool guy. A lot of folks missed him for years. Yeah, Bradley said they shut down 4 bars around because of the bikers starting fights, and that's it. Is that was my old man's approach? Was he was gonna show them bikers right off the get go. You start a fight in my town, you're gonna start a disturbance in my town, and you're gonna find a fight that you've never been in before. Him and the black Swede, his partner, my dad's right hand man, Ray. I've seen those boys actually stand down as many as 20 guys that were going to decide to start a ruckus. Those two stand there and say, "Okay, fellas, bring it on," because we're going to beat the snot out of a bunch of you. And then you're getting the best of us, then the sidearms are coming out. We'll start taking you down. Okay, we'll behave. Yeah. Yeah. Bradley says, but I still go to bar or beer week or whatever it is, to look at all the cool bikes. And then bikers are nice now. Back in 1950, 68, they were mean, didn't want to walk near and look at them bikers. Yeah, pretend they aren't there. Yeah. Thanks, Nemi, for hitting the bell. Hey, it's great having you here. No, he doesn't, Bradley. I tried to find his channel. I mean, I searched and searched for it. I Googled it. I searched all over YouTube and I Googled it. Nope. Channel's gone. YouTube did their job. Went in there, canned that bugger. Well, and I bet you he's up under a different channel name. I bet he's there. And I'll be watching for that first nasty comment he pops up again on mine. He'll be a newcomer and he'll have a really weird name, I'm sure, some nasty channel name, and but he comes around again and get just nailed again. And he says, we here have problems with guys that are like into gang stuff. They think they are like from hood and dangerous. But when I got in fight with one of them, he ran like a rabbit. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's that pack mentality. They got no guts as individuals, boy. No guts. That's like I tell people. When you got a pack of wolves, you've got a pack of wolves. 9 out of 10 times, though, you can, other than the alphas in the pack, you can pull any individual wolf out all by himself, and guess what? He turns into a coyote. He ain't a big bad wolf anymore. He's just a lone soldier. They turn into a coyote. Yip, squeal, and run like the devil. And that's the way people are. They got that pack mentality. I'm tough because I got 40 guys behind me. And you tell them, oh, you should turn around and take a look. Your 40 guys just disappeared. And when they turn around and realize their 40 guys ain't standing there anymore, oh, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. I'm leaving. Yeah, only strong with their buddies and knives, but solo and empty-handed. They're like little girls. Absolutely. Absolutely. Bradley says, I searched for it too, couldn't find it. We teach that son of a blank. Let me see him in my truck. I'll hit him in the head with my shovel tire chain around his neck and drag him down the street. That was filthy. He was a nasty bugger boy. Yeah, I couldn't believe that. I could not believe that. But I do have to say though, I've done over 40 streams now, and that's the very first time I had anything like that in one of my streams. So the record's good. The record's really good. And I know if anybody watches this stream and looks at the chat at who's here and the way we talk and what we talk about, that they would be hesitant to be going out on a limb and saying crap like that, because they need to know that everybody here is going to rip you a new one. You know, we're not going to put up with it. Oh, Nemi's asking what happened. Well, I had a troll the other night pop up on my stream, left a nasty comment. Oh man, it was nasty about me. And it referenced children in a very bad way. First of all, you never go there about children. Any kind of abuse, any kind of abusive behavior, anything about children, and you're off my channel. I boot you right out. Protect the kids. You always protect the kids. And the minute I realized what he was saying, I'm reading his comment to everybody. And then I realized, oh, geez, I went and said it out loud what he said. Well, just as I was getting to the end of it, I said, whoa, that ain't happening. Boom. His comment was hidden at first, and then it was deleted. And I hit the report. A bunch of us jumped on there and reported him. Yeah. Everybody rallied together. It was pretty good. And Mike's right. The louder the bark, the weaker the dog. It's the quiet ones you need to fear. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Bradley. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, that character was sick. I mean, I can't believe a person. Well, and I told him before he was actually blocked, so that he heard it. I told him, I said, "You worthless piece of garbage." I said, "You wouldn't have the guts to walk up to me on the street and say that in my face. You would never have the guts to do that. You're probably sitting in your parents' basement, fat and lazy, using your muscle on the keyboard. I tell you what, take that keyboard, slap you to next week with it." Nemi's from the UK. Or, well, no, he's not. Serbia. Duh. Everybody's from the UK. No, he's from Serbia. He's my Sarmas man. That's Sarmas. Yeah. Yeah, isn't it amazing, Mike? We get so many folks that, I mean, so many folks, we can just sit and we chat and we get along so well. Everything goes so good. And they're from all over. Some of my Aussie friends haven't been in for a while, but we've got them from Australia, the UK, Scotland, Ireland, Sweden, France, Serbia. Got them from all over. We got folks from all over. All great folks. And then, of course, we got great folks here in the USA, too. Yeah. You'd never have the guts to say it in my face. Never. And Nevi, I'm everybody's local Sarmas guy. Yeah. I love that. Those are on my mind right now. I mean, they really are. I'm going to enjoy my soup, but boy, oh boy, I could use some good sarmas. Thanks, buddy. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. Yeah, for a spur of the moment, let's get together and chat, stream. This has gone really, really good. I have to say. I have to say. Yeah. Yeah. Well, guys, I know it's very early for Sty. This is usually when I'm starting a stream. Here it's 7:15. Usually my streams start at 7 o'clock. Um, but yeah, Nemi, mine too, Sty. Yeah. Um, but I think I'm going to have to wrap her up, guys. I Now I can go babysit that soup a little, maybe turn the temp up on it a little bit, and have me some soup in another hour, and yeah, Mike's asking. Yes, sarmas are a type of cabbage roll. They are super. They're super. You gotta be a you gotta be a true Serb to make them absolutely right. Um, the My ex-wife and I tried making sarmas, and they turned out okay. They just weren't the same. Not as they were from that Serbian family that's close friends of ours. Um, but oh, they are so good. They are so good. Um, yeah, take a lot of work to make, but worth every bite. Oh my gosh. Yeah, yeah, they are delicious. They were really good. And the thing is, like I said, this family they would make two different batches. One with traditional um, German style kraut that's a little more sour, and one with the Bavarian kraut, which is sweeter. So it's whichever way you want to go. They still all turned out good. And of course, I'd put two of each on the plate to start it out. Then I go have two of each again. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Cabbage and potatoes, yum, yum, good. I love just boiled potatoes. I love to take and just boil some taters, heat up a bunch of kraut, take the taters out, put them on my plate, and just cut them up with a fork, smother them in butter, and then just put a big layer of kraut on top. Oh, God, I love it. I gotta love it. And I love it even more if I got a really good old fashioned coarse ground type Polish sausage with it, you know. Shut up, you guys. uh, yeah, Nemi says my grandma makes them and I eat till I'm sick. Yep, that's me. I eat till I'm sick. Yep. Yeah, I was tomorrow night stream. I'm going to be showing something off that running water. My oldest boy, went out on a limb and bought for me. It was something we were talking about in my last stream that everybody was kind of rallying together. Oh, we can help you get it this or get that, or you could check out here and do that. And my boy had said, "Oh, I got this thing on my back porch. You could use that. It won't be perfect, but it'll work." My boy come up to man, he made it right to home base again. Tell you what, it's tough to find a man that loves his boys as much as I do. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They are my legacy. Yeah, Bradley. Yeah, hit them auctions. Those are fun. Let your wife yell some more. Oh, sweet potato pie is good. Sweet potato pie is good. You know, when I was growing up, we had a heck of a time growing pumpkins. I had an uncle that grew what they called state fair pumpkins, and he actually won Minnesota state championship for the largest, heaviest pumpkin one year. He grew these huge, huge patches of pumpkins. We couldn't get them to grow where we lived. They didn't grow where they're darn. They tiny little buggers. They're just no good. But we could grow squash with no problem. My mom made the best squash pie. Oh man, she made pie out of every kind of squash that grew, and we loved them. We loved them. They tasted just like a pumpkin pie, but a little sweeter because it was squash. But yeah, and my grandmother used to make sweet potato pie, and sweet potato pie is another one that's good. Yeah, Bradley, you're so true. Yeah, that's what I keep saying too. Everyone, shut up. I'm getting hungry. Just joking. Love you guys. Yeah, ain't that the truth? Ain't that just the way it is? Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, we can sure get hungry just talking to each other. Bradley says, um, "Oh, Nemi ate squash today. Love it. I love squash too." Chuck said, "I got," or Bradley said, "Chuck, I got to car and animal auctions. The only auctions I got to go, or I go to them ham radio auctions. Let's say I love all auctions." Yeah, it sounds like it. Sounds like it. Well, guys, I have got to shut her down. You know, I hate to, but I've got to. But I'm back up tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central Time here in the USA. And that's around the campfire. So we're just generally, just, you know, you know how it goes. The campfires are always a blast. So hopefully I'll see most of you folks tomorrow night at anytime after 7. I'll be there at 7. And thanks. You're all wonderful. And it was absolutely great having you all here this afternoon, taking up some of Sty's time that he didn't know what to do with. Now I had a valuable afternoon. Thank you very much, guys. And we'll see you next time, okay? Bye bye, guys.